Welcome. It's time for eSeniors Racing once again. It is LMU Day, multi-class LMU. That is Hypercars and GT3. My name is Mike Meleskie. This is my broadcast. This is the eSeniors GT3 World Championship season number 19. Yes, 19. We are in race number 4 at Sebring in the US of A today. This is our shortened season. This is the fourth season. This took place on Friday, what is it today? Saturday. Friday, August 29th. Yes, my name is Mike Meleskie again. So, eSeniors, a over 50 racing simulation club of GT3 in ACC and GT3 in Hypercars and GT3 cars in LMU, Le Mans Ultimate. And we're having a lot of fun in Le Mans Ultimate. Yes. Everybody's happy with the recent tire model, but we are going at it. So what version are we at? Guess we're forget the version number. I won't get my version numbers mixed up with ACC Evo and ACC or AC Evo, I should say. It just came out with a new version. I think they have version number 3, right? 3.0. Anyway, so we are at Sebring today, the most bumpy, the bumpiest favorite track in the simulation world. Yes, bumpy track. We're going to see that when we're in the cockpit. So I can talk a little bit about the standings. I can't show them on the screen because their new races are up. In GT3, Stephen Howells has a commanding lead over second place Christer Hjort, followed by Lee Ellis. So those are the 3 top guys. Standings are pretty close between 2 and 3, but Stephen Howells has a commanding lead with 3 first place finishes. Yes. What is he in? He is in the Lexus. Wow, Lexus. In the hypercar class, from familiar names, we've got Brian Murray with all first place finishes so far. Nice, but he's been getting harassed big time by Mr. Stephen Young by a lot of second place finishes and 1/3. But yeah, this is not a running away from it. Brian's just been able to pull every race out so far. In third place, quite far back, is Bruce Hopkins, but Michael McLennan's close on his tails, as is David Craig. They've all had one race missing in our shortened season. So that's our standings. Well, let's get right to it here, folks. Folks. Let me get rid of these screens. Oh, before I forget, let us talk about our new sponsor name. ReferTech is our new sponsor in the communication world, I believe. I still haven't got a text on whether that company or that person has changed a little bit, just besides the name, but we've got Sim3D, makers of some fine simulation equipment. All right, so let's just get to the leaderboard. Yes, there it is in the hyper class. Brian Murray right there in that beautiful colored Penske Porsche. Look at that. There he is. And it looks like it's an evening, maybe even night race. I didn't know that. I didn't practice today. I have been away all week. So in second place, Mr. Steve Young is going to just go ahead a little bit. There is Steve Young in the familiar green Sky 194 Motorsport. There he is in his Ferrari. And in third place, Michael McLennan. There we go. Michael McLennan up there in third place in the Toyota. Look at that. We've got an interesting leaderboard today. Next is David Craig. Let me get him on screen. There he is, David Craig in the red Peugeot 9X8 2024. That is what that is. That is a Peugeot. In fifth place, Stuart Charles in the Aston Martin. Familiar colors there, that Aston Martin. That is it. Now, Stuart or Jose Alves and Nick Newcomb show up. I'm not sure if they're in the pits. I'm not in the race. It shows me for whatever reason. I'm even on the leaderboard there as qualified, but I'm not sure why that shows up. That's just an artifact. All right, next, let's go to the GT3 guys, and let's see here. Stuart Packham is the leader, pole sitter here. Let's find him. There he is, Mr. Packham in the Iron Lynx Lamborghini, nice yellow colors there. In second place, a familiar name in a Porsche. That is Mr. Derek Bird. Okay, did I go through there? Yeah, Derek's missed a few races. That's why he's standing wise. We didn't hear from him. But he's up there in second place today. In the second row, we've got Stephen Howells and Christer Hjort in that is a Lexus, and then the Mercedes, followed by Lee Ellis in another Mercedes in fifth place. Let's find Danny Britos here in sixth. Get his livery up there. There he is in the first McLaren. And I know Ed Jones got the same color. He's just coming up there now. Let's find him again. There he goes. There is Ed Jones. All right, let's get back to the top here and find Brian. Again, all right, where are we? Let's find a good screen here. We're going to be going green soon. Here it comes. I don't know if this is going to be the right screen, but let's just watch it for now. There we go. Green, green, green. Doesn't look like sky. Oh, there's lots of activity on the GT3. We'll follow this start in the hypercars first. Looks like McLennan got a pretty good start. Steve Young came right up onto Brian's tail. There is, Stuart Charles went off track a little bit there. Let's make sure we got Steve. This is Steve. Let's get a better, there, we'll cycle it through. There's Steve Young right on Brian's tail. All right, let's go back and watch the start for the GT3 cars. And that should be a good one there. Let's find some GT3 guys. There is Stuart Packham. All right, let's just see the start on the GT3s. Stuart's in the yellow car. Derek Bird is in the blue one. We've gone quite a bit farther back, but we want to see this one again. Let's see how these guys did on their start. I have it on good authority. There's some good action in this race, so let's go for it. Here we go. We're not green yet. Nice colors. This looks like Sebring's is fairly well lit up. Here we go. Coming close. We'll hear the hypercars first. There we go. Green, green, green. Whoa! Something there in the hypercar. That last hypercar was really loose. Derek and Christer and Howells are at it. Get a better view here somewhere else. There is Christer. Oh, looks like Howells got ahead of Christer. Ellis is bothering Howells also. Look at that. We got a hypercar in the mix there too. All right. So Derek, how did he do? He did not get ahead. Let's just stay with them for a little while here. We'll have to keep watching back and forth now. Some good action here. That hypercar is going to cause some havoc amongst all those guys. Who is that hypercar? That is David Craig. He had a false start somehow. Christer's trying to make up some time here on Howells. Boy, that David Craig can't get ahead. He's got to be able to get ahead on that on those GT3 cars. There's the front guys, Brian Murray and Steve Young. As expected, Steve is not letting Brian get away from him. He can't seem to get a first place in this season this year, but he is there right alongside all the way. Let's just look at further back. We've got McLennan. He's a couple of seconds back. And Stuart Charles is coming through there now in that Aston Martin. There's David Craig. He finally got through all the GT3 guys. Let's get back with the the GT3s. And it looks like Stuart. Oh, look at this. Whoa, hey, this is a replay. We get to go back here. Somehow, Mr. Bird got ahead. Let's just go back a little bit here. How did he get ahead of our friend? There it was. Here it comes. There is Derek behind Stuart. Let's get on board with Derek. Oh, find a good one. Oh, back up one. Oh, Stuart just went a little wide. That is all he needed. Let's go back to track side. Back it up slightly. See how that transpired. Let's go. I just think Stuart just went slightly wide, and that Porsche is stuck to the road like nothing. Then he goes around the outside, makes it stick. Howells is right on top of Stuart now. Excuse me. Let's see if Howells. This is where David Craig comes in with the hypercar. And Howells is really on top of our friend Stuart Packham, who is in the lead in the series. No, he's not in the lead in the series. Stuart Packham, he hasn't raced that much, so he had a great start. But Howells, what am I saying? Howells is the guy who is leading the series. All right, let's go back to Brian and company. Look at this. Steve is just harassing him as usual. Half a second. Oh, I wanted to get with Steve in that Ferrari. He just is always within a half a second of Brian, but can never get ahead. That Brian. He's Mr. Defensive. He just knows how to turn it on and turn it off, doesn't he? Look at that. Comes right up on Brian. And McLean's really been picking it up the last few weeks. He's only a couple of seconds back. All right, let's get back on with the GT3 guys. There's Stuart trying to chase down Derek. Derek's in a familiar place in first place. Not lately, but Derek is just going to stay ahead. He has got a lot of experience. Just watching my volumes here for a second. Looks good. A little loud in my ear. I'm going to turn it down. Looks like I'm looking in the rear view mirror, and Krister's falling behind just a little bit. Well, my voice is doing pretty good. So Stuart is... Krister's a second back. Let's just see how it's going up there with Steve Young and company. There is Steve switching between... oh, look at this. He's really up on top of Brian. Looks like he's gaining on him on that long straight. Let's just watch this whole lap here with these two guys. You'll see how bumpy it is on the last part of that straight. It's just crazy. Whoa! Brian went off a little bit there. Is it going to affect him? He's affected a little bit. He's lucky that wasn't on a big straight. These guys are getting close together. Look at that. He's right on his tail. Let's go, Steve. Gotta unseat that Murray somehow. Right on his tail. Not letting him go. This is I'm trying to think of what length of time this is. These are 60-minute races, folks. That's a long time. We are just into this beginning of this race. All right, let's get back to... Well, let's not just get away from this one yet. Wow, look at that, Steve. He's just hammered it into that corner. Here comes down the straight. Just watch how bumpy this is around this corner right here. Coming up. Got to be careful you don't try something crazy right around these bumps because you lose traction. Look at how bumpy it is. Oh, right here. That's the one. That's the one you got to be careful of. Oh, Steve went real close to the wall there. All right, how's Stewart doing on Derek? Oh, not too great. And he is being harassed by Howells. There's Howells. Well, these three guys are right at it. That's our podium, all within a half a second of each other. Krister's falling back just slightly. He can still see those guys. There's Lee Ellis. He can see Krister. Danny Britos is not far behind either, nor is Ed Jones on Danny. Look at that, the two orange McLarens. Is Alex in this race? No, he's not. All right. Look at this, Danny Britos and Ed Jones. That's pretty close. That's pretty close. To watch that one. Old Danny looks like he lost a little traction on those bumps. Let's see if Ed can catch up to him. He went a little wide. These guys are not far behind the guys ahead of him. All right, how is Mr. Young doing? Oh, wait a second. Is Ed going to make it happen here? He's all over him. He's all over him. Look at that mirror. The twins. The Aston Martin twins. Wow, you just can't get away from these two for a bit. See if I can see some gaps here. Looks like Steve's only 2 seconds back. Jeez, Ed just can't get by him. Well, we gotta sneak and look at the leaders here for a second. He's up by a second now. Mr. Murray is. So let's get back to Britos and company. This is the battle right here for now. I love watching these guys at the back. This is just as exciting as watching the guys at the front. Let's get on board with Ed. Whoop, sorry. There's Ed. Can't get by Danny. Danny opened up a little bit of breathing room, not much. You have two exact same cars. Most people are using standard setups, so it might not even be much difference between the setups. Okay, well, excuse me, we're on board with Steve again. There's Steve. Oh, still got 1 second lead, 1.5 second lead. Lots of time left yet, though. Lots of time left. I have no information on fastest laps and all that kind of stuff. All right, we're going to get back to Ed Jones, if I can find him on my screen here. Well, find Danny, second best thing. Whoa, there's it coming side by side. Ed's on the inside. Woo, there it is. Now he's on the outside. He made that work. Let's get back and watch that again. Here it is. Here's the lead up. Ed's quite a ways back. Does he make up some time here somehow? Or does Danny make a little mistake? Oh, he just outbroke him in that corner. Then he pulls up side by side. He's on the outside here, but that means he's on the inside on this corner. Very respectful racing. Then Ed pulls it away on the outside. Looks like Britos lifted there. Oh, wow, that was fun. Okay, let's just go through our whole leaderboard here. Well, there is Derek Bird. He's first. You can see that on the side of his car. And Stewart is next, followed by Howells, who's right behind him now. There is Howells. Maybe we'll stick with this one for a little bit. As you know, Howells is our leader, but he did not get pole today. Stewart did. So Derek Bird got ahead of Stewart early on, and now he's just staying ahead. Must have been a very close qualification, because these three guys are very close to each other. All right, let's just get back and see the other folks. There is Krister kind of on his own, although Lee Ellis is only a second back in the second Merc in fifth place. Now these two guys we were watching, Ed Jones has pulled away slightly on Danny Britos. Okay, let's jump over to our leaders here. There is Mr. Brian Murray in the lead once again, as he is all the time. I'm talking in my radio voice here, you guys. And there is Steve Young. Oh, Brian went a little wide there. Is he going to catch up? Quite radical. Yes, Steve got up a little bit there. There is Stephen Young. This is Michael McLennan in the Toyota. He's got firm grip on third place because Stuart Charles is 14 seconds back, but that Aston Martin has got to be my favorite sound right now. There's a great sounding car. Craig's not that far behind in the Peugeot. Peugeot looks a little different from all the other cars. It's got double wings on the back. So Craig is right back there. Look at that. I'm only 4 seconds back. All right. So this leaderboard somehow gets a little mixed up in the replays. So David Craig's not that far behind. Stewart. Get back in with Young here. Watch him a little bit. Well, you know what? Let's get on board with Murray and see how he's doing on his lap. This is the view we don't see very often. Brian's usually in the lead. Look how dark that is. Looks like he's midnight blue here. Looks like he's got a purple light inside. Just see how smooth Brian is. And that is smooth as silk. He's just a machine, that Mr. Murray. And he's coming up on traffic for the first time. That is our one of our McLarens. That's Danny Britos. Let's see if he can get by him. Oh, he got stalled there a little bit. Look at that. Steve Young's coming up. Let's get on board with Young. See how he gets by. Oh, he got by really easy. That is going to make it tough on Brian. Oh, traffic's coming into play here. Let's watch Brian. He's got to get by Ed. He should get by him here. And there is Steve. Okay, no issue there. More traffic up ahead. We're going to stick with this, man. You're just hanging on those bumps. But Steve is right there. Now we got some more traffic. How is Brian going to handle this one? Let's go on this view. He's going to get by him easily there. So does Steve. Wow, look at that. Steve's right on his tail. Wow, this is great action. Great action. Going to follow this through as they go through the whole GT3 class leaderboard. It's coming up on Lee Ellis. Lee goes a little wide. Beautifully done. Didn't lose much time. And he let those guys race. Next is Derek Bird already. What happened to Packham? We're going to have to watch that. Let's just see how he gets by Derek. Something happened. We can go back. Oh, Steve had a little wiggle there. Not Steve, but Brian did. And is he going to get by? Steve gets by pretty easily, although it was pretty close. as Derek doesn't want to lose anything. Well, this is interesting. I'm wondering what happened to... Oh, Derek's in third place now. Oh, we've got to find out what happened here. So Derek's in first place right here. Let's just watch what happens. Something happened. Looks like an unforced error because Stewart's quite far back. Derek ended up in third. How did that happen? A little closer here. Something must have happened to Derek. Yeah, right there. Right there. I'm going to back that up and see what it looked like from the cockpit. That is weird. What was that? What was that? He just went on the curb here. Coming up on this next corner. This is the curb coming to the straightaway. He cut it too fine. And then, oh, it's coming up on this one, I think. He just went sideways just a little bit early. Oh, and spun it out. Didn't hit the wall, though, so no damage. There goes to 1 and 2. So that is how he ended up. Wow, wow, wow. All right. Now let's just go back where Steve and him, there's Brian. He's going to have to get to Bird sooner or later, or has he passed him already? No, there is Brian. We caught him going through all these guys. So there, this is where we were. It was coming up this Bird. Let's see how they get by him. Bird's not going to give up too much because he wants to stay ahead. There he comes. Wow. Oh, yeah, we saw this, but Steve lost a little bit there, I think. See, Bird did not lose any time at all. Now he's got a... Oh, let's just see what Steve's going to do here. Trying to catch up to Brian. We are 15 minutes into a 60-minute race. Holy smokes. We got pit stops to come. Everybody's going to have a pit stop, I think. All right, let's look back at... who's in the lead? Oh, let's just keep watching this. Boy, Steve is just a little erratic there. Oh, there's somebody coming up. There's some traffic coming up here on Brian. That is... Those are our two leaders now. Derek was in third place. Yes. Wow, this is interesting. This is interesting. These two guys, Stewart and Howells, are battling for first place. I think they just caught them at the right place. Maybe not. Howells, yeah, Steve's going to be the one. Oh, ho, ho. Wow, Steve got by there nicely. That was a little scary. That was a little scary. Now these two guys are at it, really at it. Howells is trying to take over first place. As you know, Steve is first place in the standings, battling with Bird, I believe. No, Derek had a missed. He had a DNF, so he's not quite in the running. But look at this. Look at this. Howells has got the hops on Stewart, though. He's got to get by him sooner or later, I think. Wow, look at that. Those cars just bouncing along in that rough track at Sebring. Really rough. This is the battle right now. We're going to watch this one. Make sure I don't miss anything with Steve Young. Quickly jump in there. No, he is 2 seconds back. So this is the battle to watch for now. Let's get on board with Howells just for fun. And that Lexus. We got a very interesting leaderboard there with the Lamborghini, a Lexus, a Ferrari, followed by a couple of Mercedes. Oh, Lee Ellis got by Krister. I think that was a change of position. Let's just stick with this one. That's the grunt of that Lexus. There's the bumpy part. Be careful. They did a nice job there. They got absorbed nicely. Steve's looking for a little bit of wiggle room here. Let's see where Steven catches up with Stewart in his lap, because I think he's got a little bit more speed than Stewart. Now remember, Stewart qualified first. Oh, there is a hypercar coming up. Whoop. Trying to figure out that hypercar that's coming. I got a back button, but it's not a back button for track position. It's a back button in the class position. Got like car ahead and car behind. Only in the same class. Looks like Steven's got it going here. Is he going to make it happen? He's looking. He's looking. Very close. Woo. Have I got anybody watching on the stream? Oh, 4 people watching. Bruce Hopkins, I think. Hello there. Hello there. I think that's Bruce. BRU Hop. Who else is watching? Talk to each other at least. I just looked at the chat for the first time. Sorry about that. This is quite a battle here. I'm going to quickly sneak up to see if Steve has made any progress on Mr. Murray. Yes, he has. Oh, there's another battle here. Not that far behind. That's what we're looking at here. Whoa, just some hot action tonight. Who else is on the stream? Say hello to Bruce. Oh, nicely cut. Steve just cut that apex beautifully. Let's see if he gets some speed on Stewart. I know he had a different braking point here last time, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't catch up too much there. Oh, that Lexus has a nice grunt. What's it looking for Steve? Steve's still on Murray. We're going to watch this one for a bit too. Murray pulled away there. Steven had a little bit of a bad exit. He's right on the edge of adhesion. Look at that. I still think that's a good name for a documentary, or The Edge of Adhesion. I'm a railroad guy, so adhesion is a big factor in trains. So you guys call it grip here in motorsport racing. I call it adhesion. Woo! Look at this. Steve really is always on the edge, whereas Brian, let's just watch Brian, how smooth he is. Watch this. Smooth as silk, except for these bumps. Oh, he's on the edge too, but his steering inputs are so smooth. Look at this. We're going to watch him for a little bit longer. He's just as close to the edge as Steve is. It just seems like his inputs are smooth, smooth, smooth. Look at that. Beautiful to see, because he's opened up a bit of a lead there on Steve. Brian has, but these two guys are still at it. What else have we got going on here? Derek Bird's 6 seconds back now. And Ed Jones pulled away from Danny Britos finally. He's trying to make his way on to Krister. Krister's not that far behind Ellis. I'm going to just jump to him for a second, but I can't get away from this one because it's so close. Look at it trackside. This is how close it is. Howell's trying to get some clean air. Oh, we've got some hypercars coming up the back of these guys. Oh, we're going to have to find out who that is. That is, who are we here? 4th and 5th and 5th. That looks like the Aston Martin. Can't quite see who that is. Let me jump to the hypercars. Is it? Who's in the Aston Martin? Is that Stewart? Yeah, it is Stewart Charles coming up behind these guys. Followed, no, very closely by David Craig. Look at this. He's caught up. He has caught up to Stewart. And Stewart's got some traffic to go through. He might get, these are the leaders in GT3, so they're not going to give way very much. And that's going to help Dave Craig big time. And there he goes. Oh, that's a little sneaky there. Oh, I don't know. What, careful. And that was not good. Not good. Craig's going to take over now. That is... Stewart got a little too aggressive there on that corner. Maybe we'll watch that again here. Hold on. Let's just watch this from track side. He got by Howells, but then lost it trying to. He knows he's getting harassed by Craig, because Craig, I think, or Dave came up quite a ways from him, and might have been a mistake on Stewart's part. But watch this. Watch this. He gets by Howells, and then he got sandwiched between the two. Here he's going to try it coming up very soon. These guys are just not going to give way because they're battling for first and second. There, he got inside him there. Now he tries to get inside. Oh, almost hits Stewart Backham, and he just ticked Howells, and then Craig gets by him. Let's see how Craig gets by these two guys now. I'll get on board with him. He's got a much easier spot. But he goes wide there. Whoo, how's this? Oh boy, this is terrible. This is not how multi-class racing should be. Now Stewart's going to try and get by Howell. Now this is where you do it. This is how you do it. Stewart's got to get by Packham. Now that's going to happen a little bit easier. Now what does that do to our... Okay, now Howells is a second back. Derek Bird, I thought, might have benefited that a little bit. But anyway, all right, let's get back to Steve Young. How is it looking? He is just keeping in touch with Brian. McLennan is 24 seconds back, and Greg and Charles right on top of each other. They are another 20 seconds back in the hypercar category. What is Charles? Can Charles see? Oh, Craig must have been able to catch up to him at some point. That's why we saw that big gap close. All right, let's get back to Howells. He's going to make up that time with Stewart. Let's get on board with Stewart a bit and see what kind of inputs he has. We are about 25 minutes into the race. Oh, he's just chilling in the purple here. Bruce, I haven't been watching. What do you think? Howells takes the final quarter tighter than Stewart. Okay, let's watch out that one. We will watch that final corner. Okay, let's get on board with Howells to see how these two guys, the final corners are coming up in about 3 or 4 corners here. Oh no, we're just getting started. We got a long way to go yet. Just watch his lines compared to Stewart. Bruce making an observation that the lines might be tighter from Howells' point of view. Oh, something's happening back here with Krister and Lee Ellis. These guys are battling it out. We'll watch that in a minute. Just see what Bruce was talking about. Here comes the... was that the start-finish line? No. Oh, he certainly takes a tighter corner there. He caught up big time there. You're right, Bruce. He just has tighter lines, doesn't he? Beautiful, beautiful. Just jump on board with Krister here in a second, because this is a bit of a battle right here between the two grunts at Mercedes. Look at that. Krister with his beautiful livery. There's some hypercars coming up. We'll follow this one through for a while, making sure we don't lose Howells away and pack them there. But I love watching the hypercars come up on board with these guys. Who is that hypercar coming up? That's the leaders. That is the leaders, I believe. Let's find Brian. That is the leaders coming up to our two guys. Let's see how this happens. Brian gets by Krister quite easily. How does Steve do it? And Brian getting by Lee Ellis nicely. There's Steve trying to get by Krister. Oh, Krister did not give way too much. He wants to keep his time up. And now Steve's in a good spot to overtake Lee. That's a nice job by everyone. Let's get back with Howells for a second. That is close. Now let's get on board with Krister and Lee. There's about a second there, but this one's even closer. This one is closer. Ooh, here it comes. Inside, here he goes. Those tighter lines are going to help him. Those tight lines are going to help him. Now he's going to try go on the inside again. Wow, he's really harassing Stewart now. This is for the lead in GT3. We're 30 minutes almost into the race. Halfway point. Wow, Howells is really trying to get on him. Look what it looks like from his point of view. He's right on that Lambo's tail. If the Lambo had a trunk, he'd be inside it. Oh, on the outside. Is he going to make it stick on the outside? He's got the inside track there. Went off track slightly there. This is a great battle. That birdie in my ear wasn't kidding. These are great battles in GT3. Bruce Hopkins is predicting on the stream there that it's going to take place in the final corner, that he's going to overtake Steve if it's going to get done. Here comes the final corners right here. There's one. Here's the final corner right here. Oh, they both do a good job here. But I think you're right. Steve's got the hops on him on this final corner. Look, I got a great exit. Here comes the bumpy section. You're right, Bruce. Oh, we've got traffic again now. Murray and Young coming up, but Murray got through really easy, but Howells had it for a bit. There comes, oh, Stewart got discombobulated by those bumps. That's what did it. He slid just slightly. Let's back that up just a bit. We'll get a view of Stewart and watch him come through that final corner. There it is right here. I have a feeling Stewart just went sideways slightly coming through those. Look at Brian go through there. Right there, he just went a little wide on that, really wide. You got lots of room there, but you don't want to take it. Stewart might have gotten a little bit nervous about those hypercars, watching his rearview mirrors a little too much. Now, Derek Bird right here, he has caught up a little bit. He's only 5 seconds back. At one point, he was 6. He did not hit the wall, so that didn't hurt him. Now we're going to have to watch to see if Howells takes off on Stewart. Now, Stewart had pole position, so he might not be able to pull away. All right, let's just keep a little look on up ahead here with Young and Murray. Young just hangs in there forever on Murray. Just never can get ahead of him. Jeepers creepers. Yeah, Steve, you definitely, or Bruce, I should say, you definitely called it. That pass took place basically on the last couple of corners. Steve just seems to have to work so hard to stay with Murray, whereas Murray doesn't seem to be working as hard with the Porsche, but he's on the edge of his tires all the time also, both of them are, but Murray just seems a little smoother, or is able to drive that Porsche a little smoother. It's stuck a little bit more than that Ferrari. Steve has to work really hard to keep that Ferrari on the edge. Here comes the bumpy spots. Boom, boom, boom. There's the bump right there. You really have to be careful. We are approaching the halfway mark of the race. Where are we in terms of there? Stuart Charles. Greg's pulled away from Stuart. Let's get back to GT3. There is Howells. He has not pulled away from Stuart. As a matter of fact, Stuart's right on his tail. He's caught up to him. Now we're going to be the hunted become the hunter becomes the hunted here. Halfway through the race. These guys are so close, first and second in both these divisions, that the pit stops are going to become huge. Huge. And I'm not sure if everybody's going to try and stop halfway or not. Just the two of us watching now, Bruce, if you're still there. Lamborghini on a Lexus. This Lexus sounds amazing. I can't see this Lexus being grunty like this. Just a great sound. Anyway, there's Stuart. How is Young doing? Mr. Young fell back a little bit. Got a second gap between him and Brian. Right on the edge. He's using his tires up. Oh, I wish I had a drink here. Oh, there is a lap. That's McLennan being lapped. Wow, McLennan's in 8th place. I think he had some trouble someplace. Either that or he's pit stopped early. I'm going to have a pit stop. I thought McLennan was in 3rd place. Yeah, he was, because David Craig's up there in 3rd place now. So I'm sure McLennan. But just look how bumpy this track is. Like, you're all over the place and you got to lose traction there. Nice and smooth through here. He's caught up with Brian a little bit. Half a second at one point. And how is Packham doing on Howells? Well, he's still there. He's right on the edge of adhesion. You can hear his tires complaining there. How about Howells? Is he right on the edge also? Hard to tell over the sound of that roaring engine. How is my sound, by the way? You guys are hearing it the same way I am? Maybe I can give you guys a little bit of a boost in the sound. How's that? How's that sound? Oh, Stuart is on the edge, And Steve Young, there he is. All right. This is the battle right here. This is in first place in the GT3 class. In LMU Le Mans Ultimate. Now Le Mans, the last race of the season is at Le Mans. So that is going to be interesting. And I think we did that last year too, last season. So Le Mans is our final race of our shortened season, as we're going to start up probably in a couple of weeks. I did not participate in any discussions just yet on the next season. I believe we are going to try a long endurance race at Le Mans between the two seasons. Oh, Steve went a little wide there. Stewart's going to get some exit speed here. Let's see if he's going to make it stick. Can he get it? Oh, we also got some hypercar traffic coming up. That is interesting. How's McLennan going to get by these two? Hope he doesn't do it in the wrong place and disturb them. He's right on their tail. He should just hang back because he's got no dog in this fight. Nor is he that. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to wait for a nice long straight and just barrel by these two, I think. Oh, Packham wasn't happy maybe with that. Had a little flash there. Didn't think that was the right place for Michael to pass, maybe. Ooh, a little bit. But he's back on track here. Right on with Howell. How is Steve Young doing? Steve lost something here. Oh, 3 seconds back. Will we take a little peek at what happened? Just general. Let's just watch this. He had a little incident. He's a second back here. He lost 2 seconds somewhere. Little hard there. That helped Steve get away a little bit. Or Brian, I mean. Brian gained a half a second there. Now Stewart's going to push a little bit on this corner, I bet. Maybe it's going to have an effect. No, nicely done. That's very nicely done. He hung with him. Now maybe Steve has got tire trouble. We are about 35 minutes in. I have a feeling that's what's happening. He's losing grip. Like I said, he's not quite as smooth as Brian. So maybe, when I say smooth, it's just his inputs. He's just working his car a little harder. So Brian is a little bit easier on his tires possibly. And there's where he lost the rest of it, I think. So that's not anything bad saying to Steve. It's just his Ferrari needs more effort to keep up with the super quick Mr. Brian Murray from Northern Ireland. And how is Packham doing on Steve? Well, you know what? Stewart had the pole position for a reason because he's got the hops today. Now here we go with another. That's McLennan. He's passing the. Oh no, we watched this earlier. Just watch this again because I think Stewart was not happy with the way McLennan got by these two guys. So he started passing right here and ended up in between them, I think. So that's what he. Maybe not. Well, let's just take a quick peek from Stewart's point of view in the car. How does that look? A little bit further back. And get inside the car. He's got a mirror full of a hypercar. Well, that doesn't look bad from that point of view. Not quite sure why he flashed his headlights there. Anyway. All right, let's just go back a little bit now because we've watched this before. Stewart takes a bit of a different corner there. He lost a little bit to Howell there. All right, well, got a long way to go yet. 20 minutes at least. There's Steve as well. He's losing time all along. He should pit and get some new tires. He should pit and get some new tires. Let's just see if he does. Let's pick the pit stop. Oh, that was pit entry right there, I think. That it was the that was pit entry. So he's staying out. He's got a different scheme than I thought. All right, what's going on backwards? Well, you know what? Derek is hanging with these guys. He's 6 seconds back. He lost that time quite a while ago, and he's hanging with these guys, but cannot make up any time. Maybe he can do something at the pit stop. Now, Krister's all over Lee Ellis. Nice battle. We haven't been watching this one. Let's just stay on board here with Krister. It's the Battle of the Mercury. So this is taking place at night, obviously, but it's a very well lit track. So this is a good track for watching a night race. And there is Stuart Charles coming up behind these guys. So we'll have to watch this. See if I can find Stuart. I can find him easily enough. There he is. Let's get on board with him and watch how he gets through these two. In a hypercar, you really have to be careful passing in the right spots. No, because the thing about it is the GT3 cars do not have to lift at all. Where am I? They don't have to lift. So when you're racing, not racing action like these two guys are, you just let the hypercar pass you. Here comes another hypercar passing Krister. That is the leader. That is the leader. Where is Steve Young? Steve Young is in the pits. There we go. So Steve was behind about 3 seconds or so. Let's see where that happened. What that does. And now Krister and Lee Ellis. And up ahead, Stewart and Howells are still at it. Not sure where pit entry is here. Not close to it now. Oop, that's Derek, sorry. Oh, Derek's in 5th place. Derek must have stopped for pit stop. So he's got his pit stop done. I can't tell, as you can see from the HUD, who's got what. Stewart's sticking with Steve. Let's see, pit entry. That was the pit entry right there. They just both went by it, I believe. And we've got hypercar issue. Here comes the hypercar now. He gets by Stewart very easily, and he's going to get by Howells on the straight as well. So no issues there. That's a good place to pass. Nobody had to lift. Still racing. Krister is falling behind slightly. There he goes into the pits now. There he goes. Let's watch Krister's pit stop, because I had a little bit of a hint that he had some trouble. Now the pit stop in LMU has got no graphics, so all right, I hit something there. There goes Steve Young's in the pits, coming out now. Is Brian gonna stay out there? Where is Brian? There he is. So Krister had some trouble, not sure what it was again. He had some issue with his tires. So there's no pit crew there. Okay, Mr. Murray is way out there in on his own. Let's just watch him for a while. Let's look at that. Nice to see number 1 first on his side of his car. Number 5, Mr. Brian Murray in the Porsche. Penske Porsche. Watching to see if he's going to jump in the pits to prevent the undercut, but he may have a different strategy. Steve Young was about 3 seconds back. The pit stop. Let's see where it comes out when Brian. Look at those speed. Look at that speed coming around those corners in the hypercar. Very cool. He is on a rail at Brian Murray. There's Brian coming up with traffic once again. Good spot though. He's going to be able to pass him coming out of this set of corners. It's a long straight. There he goes. He's got the first one. Got the second one. He's staying out. That was pit lane entry a little while ago. All right, so where is Steve? Steve got any traffic coming up? Let's take a peek looking at him. Nope, no traffic there. Not sure if Steve had a good pit stop or not. And let's get back on board with Stephen Howells and Backham. Backham is just sticking to him like glue. I don't believe Lee Ellis has pitted yet. Let's take a quick peek at Lee's car just for fun. There he is in that gray AMG. Where is he in the... Ooh, I lost my track map. Where is my track map gone? Only in this view? Oh, I lost the track map somehow. Interesting. Gone. It's gone. Okay, where am I? There's Stewart. Oh, Stewart's getting up close. He's getting up close once again. He seems to get this nice close and then something happens. Whoa, Howells! Oh no! Oh, there's a hit. Oh, there's a hit. Let's back up. That's not good. That's not good. I'm gonna find a different camera here too. Let's just pause it. Looks like Stewart, either Howells went wide. There we go. Let's watch this for a second. Did Howells go wide here? Stewart, the inside light. No, he went wide slightly and then just cut. Oh, he was going into the pits. That's why. Oh, that's too bad. Now what is Stewart going to do? He's going to stay out there. Wow. That was some action there. We have a good 10, 12 minutes left to go. So Stewart's in the lead now, but Howells is in the pits. Just see that. That is Howells in the pits there. Oh, that was a little bit unfortunate incident. All right, let us see if Brian is still out there. He is still out there. There's a whole minute ahead of Dave. More than that, he's way ahead of Steve Young now. Craig has not pitted. I don't believe Brian has pitted either. We're 50 minutes, 45 minutes into the race at least. Brian's going long. Let's just get on board and see how his tires sound. Yes, sir. Mr. Brian Murray, I think, is the Sergio Perez of... Ooh, LMU, what happened there? Ooh. Hold on. Something happened. Sorry. Yeah, he's the Sergio Perez of tire maintenance, I think, this Brian Murray. He is lapping a hypercar, I believe. There he goes. He's in the pits. All right, so now we're going to follow Steve. Steve pitted about 4 laps ago. So now we're going to see what happens with the pit stops. Brian is in the pit still. Just got on board onto his hydraulic or lift. And Steve's coming up to some traffic. That looks like a Mercedes. I'm going to keep watching Brian here. Oh, this is Dave Craig. What am I looking at? This is what I want to see. I want to see Steve Young, where he ends up. Whoa, that was a Not a great entry in the pit lane there. Oh, Steve is just hammering that Ferrari around the corners. Has Brian come out yet? Yes, Brian is out. Brian is out. Where is Steve with respect to Brian? That can't be. He can't be 60 seconds back. Steve had an issue or what? Wow. That is showing Greg 50 seconds ahead. Oh my goodness, something happened with Steve there. I'm not sure what it was. Oh, I keep taking pictures here with one of my keys. Okay, Howells. And ooh, that is a bit of a different way of getting through. Oh, they're both going into the pits. Sorry. So Howells is going into the pits. Does that mean Packham is not there yet? Packham is ahead of Howells. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Howells is trying to undercut Packham. Derek Bird's in the lead. I think Derek is already pitted. If I'm not mistaken, Derek is pitted. What does that mean in terms of did Derek pit? Stewart's right on the edge. You can really hear those tires complain when you're in the cockpit, can't you? What are you thinking, Bruce? Is Derek ahead at this point? Is he not pitted? Is he pitted already? Can't be. He can't have pitted. Remember, he was 6 seconds back. I don't think he's pitted yet. He's pit yet. All right, where is Howells? Is Howell coming out of the... Howells is out. So now Stewart's going to have to pit sooner. 53 minutes into the race now. That includes the time for the out laps. Packham's got a... If I'm not mistaken, Stewart's one of these guys who has a different strategy. He likes to go all the way to the end and pit right at the last minute. Let's get on board with him to see if he's going to pit this time. Where is he in the lap? Oh yeah, he's coming up to the pit lane soon. Hello on the stream, Mr. Ruckshaw. I'm not sure who you are, but welcome to the stream. No, he's not pitting yet. That was pit entry right there. He is not pitting yet. How about Derek? Where is he? 18 seconds up. Wow. Let's give Derek some love here on the stream. Look at that number 1 on his side panel. Nicely done, Derek. But have you got a pit yet? We've got a question mark for his team name, which is kind of interesting. Not sure if that is a stock livery for the Porsche or not. Bruce, what do you think? Has he pitted? If you're still listening, Bruce, give me a hint whether you think Derek's pitted, because that would mean he's ahead by lots. As Stewart is still out there. Howells is... Lee Ellis mustn't have pitted either, because he's up there. Ahead of Howells. Howells was in second place, remember. No, he was he in first even? Yeah, he was in first place. Very interesting finish to this race today. Where are we with the hypercars? We are in some traffic area. That's Brian going by Krister. All right, so Murray's got a 5-second lead over Craig, but who has not pitted. And Steve Young is 5 seconds back of that. So Steve did not make up any time in the pits, that's for sure. He's 10 seconds back. I believe when he went in, he was 3 to 4 or 5 seconds behind Murray. So it looks like Murray's got a commanding lead because Greg's got a pit. There he goes. Greg's in the pits now, isn't he? Nope. He is in third place somehow. Did Steve pass him? Oh, let's just see. Looks like Steve passed him. Hold on. How did he get by him? Let's just watch it right here. There is Steve, Mr. Steve Young. Let's just see how this pass took place. He's got some speed on Derek. Dave, I should say. Saying Derek. A nice pass coming up, I'm sure. Right here, maybe. Either that or Dave does not want to battle with him. Oh, Steve just has a better breaking point, I bet, or better breaking points. Oh, Dave went really wide. I'm not sure if he did that on purpose to let Steve by. So Steve has got a 6-second gap to the leader. Where are we with Howells? And Packham and Bird are still up there. There is Packham. He has not pitted, I am sure of that. I wish we had a graphic for pit stops in LMU because I'm just going blind here. Oh, it's Alexander. I should know that. Rosick. Welcome to the stream, Alexander. Alex for short. This is a great race. If you just joined near the end, you got to watch the beginning of this race. Some good battles between Young and Murray as usual. I'm just following Stewart here to see if he's going to hit the pits. Let me take a peek. I'm never sure where we are on the track. He's out there again. 56 minutes in. I don't know if he's pitted. And if Derek has pitted, like I think he might have, oh, he is in the lead for a win, possibly. I'm not sure. I don't know where Stewart Pack. Yeah, what happened there? There is Stewart. Did I miss something? And Stewart pitted somewhere. Pit somewhere. Anyway, very difficult to figure this out. I'm just taking a peek at the standings at the end. This is these guys have all pitted. These guys have all pitted. So, yeah, this is kind of what's going on here. We're all on the lap. We're all on the same lap, except maybe for Derek. Derek may not have pitted. But I believe Stuart Ellis and Howells have pit. Now Derek, I think, is in the pits. No, Derek hadn't pitted. Okay, so Derek's in the pit now. Let's see where he comes out. Or did he just have to serve a stop and go? He looked like he went straight through. He had to serve a stop and go, and that put Packham ahead of him. And that is interesting. So Derek is in second place now. Or a drive-through. He may have had to do a drive-through. He was in the lead. Woo! There is Steve Young going by. Where is Steve with respect to Murray? He's 6 seconds back. That might be the finishing order also, because we don't have much left. We're approaching 60 minutes on track, but that includes the outlap. So this might be the first or penultimate lap. So we are going to follow Mr. Brian Murray for his last lap, I believe. Just to make sure we don't screw up here. Stewart is in first place. Everybody's pretty far apart. Okay, so we're going to just follow Murray on his last lap. This is our leader. Our leader in the standings, our leader in the race, and a leader in our hearts. That's Brian Murray, is quite the driver. I wish I could convince him to do a driver interview. We should make champions a mandatory driver interview. I'm going to take a quick peek at eSeniors sometime this week and see if Brian did one of those profiles that we used to do in eSeniors way back when. So here we go. This is Brian. I'll pick up on some cockpit action with him just for fun. He's still pushing hard. He's not giving up. He's only got a 3-second lead. Brian, he is holding back a little bit because Steve Young is only 3 seconds back. Steve can kind of see him there. Look at this. Look at this. Is he driving a little safely here? Murray is. It's his last few corners. Trying to see if this is going to be the last lap or not. Maybe I think there might be one more. I'm still here. I'm just admiring this lap by Mr. Brian Murray. He is my faithful viewer, though. He watches all the streams of everyone, including some of the driver streams during the week. Sits back with a drink. I think he drinks, if I'm not mistaken, a vodka mix. But I'm sure he sits back. Watches them on, I know he watches on a big screen TV. I should watch them once in a while there too. I usually watch them on my in my rig. There's Steve in the background making up some ground, trying hard. Now this is, I'm waiting for the checkered flag here. Is this the checkered flag coming up? There we go. This is the back straight, I believe. Just watching this lap, watching perfection. Danny Brito's coming up. Ooh, Brian hit the curb there a little bit. He's maintaining that 3-second gap between him and Steve. So, what happened there? Looks like McLennan and we'll get back to that in a minute. McLennan and Greg are very close together. Let's go back to that once I see if this is, we followed all this, we might as well get the checkered flag here. I'll go back to Greg and McLennan later because it looks like they're having a battle here in the last little bit of this race. Getting all those nice downshift noises. Steve's maintaining that, or Brian's maintaining that 3-second gap to Steve. This has got to be the last lap coming up. Oh, Steve went off. Whoa, whoa. What happened here? He is pushing so hard. There's that bumpy section. Pushing so hard because he knows he's got a 3-second. He knows this is the last lap. What happened? Here he comes on this corner, another bumpy section. He's got just on the edge of grip. Hit that curb a little. Here he comes around this corner. That's not the spot where he has the trouble. He definitely has trouble somewhere. He sees that Brian's going to have traffic, so maybe tries to push really hard. 3 seconds back. He sees traffic up ahead. Maybe thought he could capitalize on that. Went back a little too far here, I guess. Maybe he has trouble with the traffic. wide. Oh, that's what happened. He got pushed off by, was Ellis or something? Oh, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Oh, not good, not good. You gotta be better than that, you guys in GT3. So Steve is just gonna be wild about that one. Is he gonna finish in third, in second? He might, but I'm gonna go back here to McLennan and back up because these guys are in quite a battle here. The last lap. So McLennan is behind. I thought I saw some changes of position there when I was watching. This is quite a battle in the last lap or two between these two. We'll go finish the GT3 race later. Just stay on board with this. McLennan and Greg. That's a Toyota against Peugeot. McLennan's all over the back of that Peugeot. And you know what Michael likes to do? He likes to push the edge on braking points when he gets this close. Let's see what happens. There's traffic up ahead here too. Or is that Steve Young? Steve, no, that's not. That's a GT3 car. Oh, Dave went wide. A little wiggle there. This is where Steve gets ahead of him maybe. There he goes. He's neck and neck. They're neck and neck. Let's see what happens here. McLennan's got the inside on the bumpy spots. Greg gets a better line coming out. Oh, Dave. McLennan goes a bit wide. Is Dave going to make it stick? Yes, he does. He just had a better line there. Nice racing here. Oh, but McLennan picks up with him. No, they had a little wiggle or a little touch there. And McLennan and I think Dave let him back. He thought he was let him black in the game here. That was a bit of a paint trading there. I think Dave just let up a little bit to get this battle going again. There's McLennan right behind him once again. Being careful. That's a little more careful than I've seen McLennan in the past. He loves to try to outbrake his opponent when it's this close, especially in this last lap. But he has to be careful not to overdo it. This is a great battle near the end, isn't it? Some great action, guys. Oh, he had it there. Let's just see what he does in this spot. That is Steve Young up ahead. Oh, is McLennan going to get him on the straight? Yes, he does. Wow. Wow, he's ahead of him now. This is going to be the finish, I believe. That's Steve. Steve hit that wall pretty heavy. I don't know if he's got some issues with handling. Is he going to stay ahead? Doesn't look like it. He's got handling issues. Oh, that was the end. Whew. So is that the end of the? That's the end of the race. So there we go. That is the finish for Hypercars. Brian Murray in first place. Steve Young in second. Let me make sure I can see that on the stream here, in the standings. Yes, yes, yes. In third place, Michael McLennan. Let's jump over to the GT3 class. And that is Stuart Packham in first place. I don't see the checkered flags. In second place is Derek Berg. Good job, Derek. You were way back there for quite some time. And in third, there's the checkered flag. In third place, Lee Ellis. And there's the nice flash for Ellis. And Howells is in fourth. Wow, that was something. So Steve had some issues on the pit stop, I believe. I got very confused over where everybody was in this race. There is Steve getting the checkered flag right there. All right, that is it for the LMU race this week. Let me just go over here, get back my little face. Yeah, that's quite something. So if I go to the standings post-race, Brian Murray, 4 straight first place finishes. That gives him 224 points. In second place, Steve Young, who finished second in the race, is 191. And in third place, Bruce Hopkins didn't race. He was listening today, so he is in third place. He didn't race today. That tightened up the race for fourth place. Michael McLennan's 121 points. So Bruce had 133. Michael has 131. And next in fifth place is Greg. So I can actually show you. There we go. That is our leaderboard in the hypercar class. In GT3, this is what it's looking like. Stephen Howells has got a firm grip on first place in the league, followed by Krister. Look at that, Krister. Where did you end up? In sixth place, but he was able to hang on. But Lee Ellis with his third place finish, making the last race very exciting. He's only 2 points back in third place, so that's the game to watch next week. And then Ed Jones is not that much further back, 152. And Derek Bird, even with that DNF, he's got 3 straight second place finishes. That is interesting. All right, so that is it, folks. That is it. Look at that, my beautiful face back. So next week is Le Mans, and that is going to be, I'm not sure if we're going to make it longer than 60 minutes or not. But that's going to be a fun finishing race. All right. So that is it for this week. That's a long stream, this 60-minute thing. But that was fun to watch. All right. Goodbye for now. See you next week.